What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And guys, a few days ago, I did a video talking about Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, one Mr. Peter Quill, as played by, what's his name? Chris Pratt, right? And talking about how they have now made it canon that Star-Lord is bisexual, right? And I was exploring the question about whether or not these things belong in comic books. You know, like, is this a good theme to have when, most of the comics, they usually appeal to young kids, boys, in particular. And, I'm just like, is this appropriate? These are kind of mature themes about the nature of people's relationships and stuff. It's a very personal thing. And to me, it kind of smacks of programming and conditioning. Especially when you're dealing with something that is geared towards young boys who will one day become men. It's not that there's anything wrong with, how people live their lives or who they love and things like that. It's just the push for this all of a sudden is what kind of makes me raise an eyebrow. Like, why is it so important right now to drum this into these particular genres? I don't get it. So I was trying to get some help with understanding this. And like I said before, lest anybody think that I'm just attacking, gay or bi or trans people, I said that I feel the same way about forcing diversity even in racial terms. I don't like to see black people just put in there and you changing, pre-existing characters who were traditionally one way and just making them black just to satisfy your little invisible quota for what you're doing with your comics. I don't appreciate that. You're not doing me any favors. And in the meantime, you're saying, let's end Black Panther, a character who was traditionally black, honestly black, you're not going to have anymore, but you want to turn around and make another character. But that's a whole other thing, all right? But anyway, I was talking about that, and now a few days later, I see this article on CBR talking about how the X-Men also is exploring the world of polyamory, right? So I want to just read a little bit of this article here, and you tell me, guys, like, what is this all about? All right, so I'm going to read a little excerpt here, and it says here, and they're talking about, the bi situation with Star-Lord and, the people he's involved with. There's a man and a woman, and he's in a relationship with them. And it says here, the thruple in Guardian, and thruple, by the way, is a thing now. Thruple, okay? Never heard of it before. Couple, thruple, all right, implying three. It says the thruple in Guardians is not the only polyamorous relationship in Marvel titles. Polyamory, consensual, multi-partner, intimate relationships can be found on the mutant island of Krakoa. All right, now I want you guys to break this down and tell me, where does this go and where does this belong in a comic book that kids are going to be reading? Polyamory, consensual, multi-partner, intimate relationships. All right? Superpowers, I'm talking origin stories, people doing superhuman things, not superhuman sexual things. It's like you can be all of those things, but that doesn't have to be front and center in your characters. That's not what real, comic books are about. That's not the way it goes. In my opinion, anyway, like I said, that's what the comment section is for. You guys can tell me. But it says here, polyamory, consensual, multi-partner, intimate relationships can be found on the mutant island of Krakoa. During the recent X-Men story arcs, beginning in House of X number 6, where Jean Grey, Wolverine, and Cyclops are seen laughing with their arms around each other and sharing a six-pack. Well, how about that? It sounds like a really nice beer commercial there. Everybody's laughing and they got their arms around each other. It says here, almost since Wolverine joined the X-Men team, he's had a flame burning for Jean Grey. Though Jean has always been in love with Cyclops, she also has an obvious attraction to Wolverine as well. This love triangle has proven to be a source of anguish and pain for all three characters over the years and causing rifts in team dynamics. Okay. Now it appears that the three have come to realize that they could just be happier together than fighting. This is especially underscored by the fact that Cyclops, Jean, and Wolverine have 3 connected bedrooms on their moon compound. Ooh. It's underscored by the fact that they have connected bedrooms. Oh, wow. Freaky. It could be interpreted that the 2 men are both just with Jean. So it could be interpreted that both of them are just separately banging Jean. But it feels more like they're connected as well, the 2 men, that is. Instead of arguing, Cyclops and Wolverine now share drinks while discussing vacations, bathing suits, and Wolverine's hairy chest. while Jean is not even around. So you just got the two dudes now. Instead of arguing, Cyclops and Wolverine are now sharing drinks while discussing vacations, bathing suits. They're really discussing bathing suits. This is not a comic, guys. What is this? And Wolverine's hairy chest while Jean is not around. It seems like everyone is much happier with their current arrangement in ways that were not likely while the team lived in New York. Okay, well, there it is. So here's what they're suggesting now. Instead of love triangles and stuff like that, they're just saying, forget all of that. Forget all the arguing and the conflict that comes with love triangles. Why not just try everybody just coming together? No pun intended. So that's what it is. And like I said, guys, I mean, the question is not whether this is a valid relationship or way to live or whatever. The question is, does it belong in comic books that are geared primarily towards young boys? That is always going to be the question with me. And I feel like the answer is no. So reading this, I see where they're going. I just want to know why. Number one, why is there this big push to put this in the comics? I mean, to me, it reeks of conditioning. It reeks of agenda. There isn't a large enough population of people who are bisexual to be demanding this all over the place. Like I said, if you want to have it here or there in specific comics or, for young adults or whatever, that's one thing. But to have it just like blanketing everything these days, I don't see why. I don't see what that's all about. But maybe you can shed some light on it for me. You can get in the comment section. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe. As always, you can catch me on Twitter. The link will be in the description. All right, guys, I will check you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.